did an annual physical and an annual stress test and saw my cardiologist. And every year she'd tell me, your borderline cholesterol levels getting high, you should take statins. And I always complain and say, can't I do anything else? She said, well, you could exercise, you could diet, but you really should be taking these statins. So, and I'd convince myself every year that, well, I'll just go exercise and eat right. And after, a couple weeks, couple months, forget about it. And before you know it, back in the same pattern every year. But this year was different. She said, do you want to see your son graduate high school? That really got to me. It really, really got to me. My father, when I was 14, he was 54. His fourth heart attack killed him. It brought back memories that I didn't really want to think about. So I took the script for the first time, drove down to the pharmacy right after my meeting, got my medicine, and started taking it. But maybe a little bit too late, just a few days later, November the 11th, after working out in the morning, I felt that pressure on my chest, and I knew it was trouble. So.
Grayson was in the car. I was taking him to school. It was about 7:50 in the morning. Get a phone call. It shows up on my car phone that it was him, and I answered, and I said, hello, and he said, where are you? An odd question, because I had just left him at home and told him I was taking Grayson to school. So Grayson and I both looked at each other, and he goes, I think I'm having a heart attack. So I motioned for Grayson to call 911.
He was admitted to the hospital in the worst condition of heart failure. That is one of the sickest patients that I have in my life.
Unfortunately, he continued to deteriorate. And that is where he got to sample all of the techniques and technology that we have to try and keep somebody alive until they get a heart transplant.
I was there every day. Every day, yeah. Even though he was still unconscious, we were there every day and would come home at night and back again the next day.
My dad's not gonna die, he can't. It's not gonna happen. That was me.
On December 21st, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we got a telephone call that there was a donor.
I gotta tell you how grateful I am that there are donors in the world. It'd be great to think that everyone would be a donor, willing to give, a life-giving organ.
He's got a life to live for however long that is because of the transplant.
I have a second chance, honestly. I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for the American Heart Association. I got to see my son's graduation. And, I've got a lot to look forward to. One day, when it's his time, he may get married, have children. I could have grandchildren. There's just so much.
He's learned that life is too short and you need to enjoy everything.
Sometimes I forget he had a heart transplant. People keep reminding me, though. Sometimes I forget. It's just my dad.
I'm trying to put good use to the heart. Make sure that, I'm worthy to receive such a great gift.